Warning: this podcast may contain explicit content. Parental approval advised. Hey, shout out to Bacteria and his newspaper, Daily Deviate. Please visit his website at dailydeviate.com. Also, shout out to Captain Happy, Kildrick. You can go check his radio podcast at deviateradio.com. Our guest today is a level 60 mage who does premium runs, Myra boost runs, and he also do soft rest 20-man ZGs and sometimes AQ20s. And I think he started doing 40-man's pug too. But if you have any more questions, you can send him a message. And so yeah, please welcome Lambida.
It says, you give a poor man a fish and you feed him for a day. You teach him to fish. You give him
Dude, I'm excited, guy. Like, I really love podcasts. It's like the media that I most consume. But of course, I just consume Brazilian podcasts because I'm in Brazilian.
Cool.
Isn't like I can't understand English podcast, but like the guests and stuff is like what I used to. So
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy that the first podcast that I can join is the English speak one.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Especially if you're passionate about something, you have no problem on telling it. Like if you want to tell a story about World of Warcraft because you know World of Warcraft, that's gonna help a lot.
It's a fun thing. I play World of Warcraft since the end of Pandaria. I played and I have switched my main character over and over in each expansion. And the thing is about retail, at least, is that I never had like a guild or a group of friends. My thing is just like level this character on the beginning of the expansion and try to do some look for raids, and it's basically that. Of course I get bored, I stop playing and I wait for the next expansion.
Dude, yes, the same way with me.
I never had a guild or something that makes me enjoy the game that the way that's supposed to do. Or like in retail, I never raid properly. I only look for a group and look for raid, which sucks a lot because it's easy and everyone there is handle player for all over the helms, and this is a very good experience. The expansion that I most play is Draenor, which is known by being the worst expansion, whereas I have most played.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. The same thing with me. It's kind of funny how you get into whenever there is an expansion, I get excited over it, and I always predict how I'm gonna play it and when I'm gonna stop playing it. You know what I mean? Do you have that
I know,
experience too?
I know. I really enjoy the beginning of BFA, but BFA is another bad expansion. Legion, the same thing, but the Legion is actually a good expansion that made me waste a lot of time getting the artifact unlocks, the appearance of the weapons.
Mm-hmm.
As a man Death Knight on that expansion. And right now on Shadowlands, I can't even finish my leveling because I'm completely addicted to classic WoW, and retail just feel bad because it's everything too shiny and a lot of skills. Is such a complete different game that I can't get into it.
Yeah, for sure. Can you hold on? I was just checking my sound waves here. I don't know. It. Can I check it really quick to make sure that it's recording? Give me like
Of course,
1 second. Okay, it's recording. I hope that it goes through. I know, like I can't see my the wavelength there, because whenever I record, before I had this interface, it shows the wavelength whenever you talk or I talk. At least I see like a little bit of information that I need. So, so yeah, back to expansions.
Dude, I don't know if you do
Mhm.
you put an ad of this podcast in every daily deviant, but you should. I Before you telling me that you invite me for this, I have no clue. I had no clue that there's a podcast at least on this server. That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah. I I'd like to have ads. Or people could contact me if need be, if I put it up there.
Yeah, I mean
Usually.
on that journal, it's free ad. They really want any kind of content to put on the journal. I put my premium Mara bus there. It's very funny stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah, you can. I mean, I can do your ad too if you want. You can create something, and I can say or whatever.
Lambida premium Mara bus every day from noon to 3 p.m. most likely. Sometimes I get lazy. I don't want to respect back because now I am on Ribbit and they do next on Thursday and Wednesday. So like I do them on the Wednesday. I don't like really to do bus because I need to respect back, and like it's 100 gold, and I can make like way more than 100 gold, but feel like I'm paying to work. I don't like that.
Sure, yeah. It also, you're already doing Nax anyway, so that's a lot of load that you have to go through before.
Yesterday's Saf
Hmm.
61% health, almost there.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
First time trying to do Saf. We one
You
shot
so
four
you're
horsemen.
you're in Ribbit now. Is that your new guild that you joined, or
Yes,
um?
I was on the Blood and Thunder since the beginning, basically.
Mhm.
Like the first guild I was in, as I don't know if you remember, this guild is dead for a long time. Is Warsong Clan.
Mhm. I think I seen you
I
guys at Warsong Clan. Yeah.
I joined as a rogue, my first character. I
Mhm.
got very bored and I reroll a mage because some people like to PvP, some people like to raid
Mhm.
log. I really like to farm gold. I I'm not even very good on that, but I like.
Mhm.
So when I was like consuming a lot of videos about classical WoW, I really saw a lot of mad season videos. I got hyped as fuck to classical WoW, dude.
Mhm.
And I saw that mages are the class. You can do every kind of shit. You can pull a holy dungeon and sell busts and get gold. I love that. It's a challenge.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Go
I
ahead.
reroll a mage, and Warsong Clan didn't accept that out, which become my man. So I just asked for some guild and Blood and Thunder accept me.
Mhm. Yeah, mages are awesome, man. Either side, if you are partied with the mage or you're a mage, either way, it's pretty cool because they have water, they can teleport you in the major cities. I love mages, man.
Everyone needs to have a mage friend. It's very useful.
Yeah, especially it represents this whole classic feeling and vanilla feeling. When you have mage, you're very freaking important. You don't you don't have like 5 hearts with you like retail does. You don't. It's not 5 minutes or 15 minutes cooldown for hearthstones for retail, and you
Yeah,
actually gotta
I
find a
I
mage to
agree.
port you somewhere.
I agree. The 1 hour Hearthstone, dude, do the job for us. On the
Mm-hmm.
beginning, I got very lazy doing the boosts. I only got doing the boosts after I come back to the game, because on phase two, I stopped playing because
Mm-hmm.
phase two.
Like, why? What's the reason with that?
Uh, like, not much content that I enjoy. I don't really like PvP. I like when I try to do something I really enjoy doing. Like, if I try to rank, I do like PvP. But since there's no battlegrounds on the beginning of phase two, only world PvP, everything is really bad to do.
Mm-hmm.
There's Ali ganking you every time.
For sure.
The world is just madness, and like isn't really a new raid or something,
Mm-hmm.
just more pain and yes. So I just left the game,
Mm-hmm.
and I was doing some college stuff. I need to move from my siege to do some college and other things. So I don't had the time, but
Yeah. So, like, in between that too, did you play retail? Do you still play retail too, or no?
I mean, I bought Shadowlands and I feel that I waste a lot. I I would say gold, but a lot of real money,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
buying the game that I don't play. I kind of want to do Kargaf, but I don't want to finish level my character.
I know.
The thing about retail that I have the trouble is that I have a lot of cartons in a lot of servers. So that's a kind that's bad, dude, because I kind of want to play with a character, but I don't want to, like I have some Brazilian friends that play on the Brazilian server,
Mm-hmm.
so I kind of want to play with them.
And they play retail or classic?
They play. I don't have any friend that play classic, which is a
Mm.
boomer.
Oh no. Yeah. That's what makes it awesome, man. Like, I mean, if you had friends with you that plays retail, that's even like 50 times better. But
I
playing
agree.
retail by itself, it's just so amazing because you probably know a lot of people in our server now, right? I mean, connections that you made.
I believe so. I believe so.
Yeah, and, playing retail. You mentioned earlier about just like, oh, if you want to play alone, of course you could do that. Queue dungeons. It was really cool back then because there's a lot of people and all my friends played. Looking for dungeons, we just queue together while fucking around somewhere, and when it pops up, we enter. Now, my friend actually plays retail, but it's kind of the opposite now. Like, I don't play. I bought retail. I bought Shadowlands, but I I never touched it. Yeah, like, I mean, I'm
I,
level
I
6.
agree.
I'm like level 52
It's a
or
very
something, man.
it's a very sad feeling. I know. I got you.
I know because
I did,
I've attached myself with my guildies, doing knacks every week, and like for 40 people in one raid communicating, joking around. That's no nothing can beat that. I don't think so.
I 100% agree with you, dude. Is the thing? Say that I don't have time is a lie, because I have a lot of free time. By
Mhm.
like, I finished college last month, so I'm
Oh,
kind of free right
congratulations.
now. Thanks, dude. I
Hmm.
finished. I don't really know the name of the college in English, but
Hmm.
to be a Portuguese English teacher is technically what I will do of my life.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, freaking power to you, man. That's awesome.
The thing
Congratulations.
is, all the English I learned is since the pandemic and COVID stuff happened. And
Hmm.
I went hard on no World of Warcraft to play this shit, and I started to speak on Discord and stuff. So I learned a lot in this time.
Hmm.
So, like, before that, like 10 months ago, maybe less a bit, I I would be impossible have this conversation. I could not speak. Shine, very shine guy,
Hmm.
trying to say another language, but mostly the lack of information. I really didn't know at that time the words, which word we use for something.
Hmm.
I believe the phrase that I most used is how I say that,
Mhm.
and
Yeah, I
and
do
I
that.
try to explain the situation.
Sure, I do that once in a while whenever I can't come up with the proper. I think I get too tech. I think I get too technical on my words, and I think about the most technical word, just trying to be, awesome. I guess just be like, I'm trying to be smart, but what is that word again? I can't think of it. So I have to. I usually just explain the definition instead of
How
the
do you
actual
say that?
term.
And you explain
Yeah, yeah,
the
exactly.
whole
Yeah.
context. Yeah.
But yeah, you're doing a good job though. Like, you know, it
Eh,
sounds
it,
like.
it's like driving, dude. You only learn how to drive if you drive.
For
To
sure,
learn
yeah.
another language, you need to speak and communicate. And WoW is a very good place for that. It's like go to another country, dude. It technically is because you need to communicate to do shit in the game. If you want to do a dungeon, a raid, or any kind of stuff,
Yeah.
I like to do the ZG pugs mainly to train the English. It's very good to the
Mm-hmm.
calls. It's like,
Yeah,
sadly, today I need to cancel the pug for because the lack of people this time, which is very sad.
yeah, for sure, man. And you are one of the good representation of this. People who haven't experience with this kind of stuff. If they are too shy to talk to Discord, and if they can't speak very good English, you know, you have this thing where you will try to get better at things, and you
Uh,
said 10 months ago you couldn't even like, do this, but and now you're
I
speaking
could
very
read
well.
and write, but I could not speak. Dude.
For
It's
sure.
like a child learning a new
Yeah,
language.
it's a different element because you're
Yeah.
expressing you're using your voice, and that's it discourage a lot of people when they have those kinds of um this is happening. This is kind of the what I'm saying is like they might be afraid to speak, and
they that's the point. On the beginning, you really have the afraid of being judged because you speak poorly.
mm-hmm,
He's afraid that I believe anyone that learn a new language have, which is kind of silly because you are trying. I like to think like that. You are
mm-hmm,
trying when you judge someone because they are learning, trying a new language, you need
mm-hmm.
to think, how many language do I speak? He's speaking a second language. At least one more than me. So he's not dumb or silly. He's
Mm-hmm.
badass stuff. Dude.
And
I wish I could say more things. I like to watch a lot of anime. I'm completely addicted to JoJo lately, but I
mm-hmm.
can't say shit in Japanese.
Yeah, when people are trying to learn this way too, they gotta think, not a lot of people out there are going to laugh at them 100% of the time. When you're trying to speak and trying your best, people are gonna listen, and that's like where the positive outcome of trying to talk to people. You gotta think that not a lot of people are assholes that would just laugh at you for no reason. That never happened to me. Just my friends, of course, because they do it on purpose. Because my friends, they're close to me, and they can
Is
pretty
that the
much
thing?
whatever they want. Yeah,
Usually,
yeah.
the dude that you are trying to talk to, he never will be a dick. Those who will be dicks are those who are near to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I try if I had like a group of friends in my room right now, and I try to have this conversation, they would
They would just
laugh
laugh.
those airs off, dude.
Yeah. So you're in Brazil right now, or
I live here. I never went too far from home actually.
that's crazy,
The
man. What is it
That's
like there?
crazy. Dude, it's a good country. We like to speak bad. We like to how do I say that? We like to complain about Brazil, but actually it's a very good country. Has a lot of politics, politic problems, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like our coin, our Brazilian dollars,
Mm-hmm.
they they are working shit basically.
I see. Yeah, pretty.
But like the culture and everything, I really like. I don't I don't think I would like to move from here
Mm-hmm.
to other place. I really would like to see snow and do some snow shit because it seems funny.
Yeah,
Seems
it.
fun. But that
Yeah, before I came to US, one of my things was to find to touch snow, and that's when California was like, and my grandma's
care,
like, it never snows here. I'm
careful
like,
with
oh
the
my
yellow snow,
god.
dude.
Yeah, and then 3 months later, we moved to Iowa, and now I got to, when we got here, I got to see actual snow. So it's a pretty cool experience.
I would like to do some snowboarding stuff, you know, but I think I would just fall and hurt myself.
Mhm.
It would be cool.
Well, is surfing a thing in Brazil?
It's a big thing that I never did.
You never did that? No.
I'm very bad with sports, dude.
Yeah.
Like Brazil is known for the soccer. It's
Yeah, I'd
5 times.
imagine I'd imagine surfing and snowboarding would kind of be like a similar thing, but
Yeah,
different uh
because
atmosphere.
I never lived near the coast with the sea and stuff. I kind of live near, but the near is like 4 hours more of travel. So it's like, oh, in the on the New Year's we have like 2 weeks that we go to a, a beach house that isn't
Hmm.
even ours. We
You just crash it, or do you have
yeah, it's basically you pay some money and you
Oh,
live there
okay.
like 2 weeks.
That's cool,
I
man.
don't know the name. I know that rent is the thing when you pay your rent to live in a place, but isn't really rent because it's like 2 weeks.
Hmm.
But
You
kind of
you
is.
see you probably see like a bunch of tourists in there then around that area where you are at.
The the only, like I live in a really countryside, I would say.
Hmm.
Like it's far away from the capital of this state.
Hmm.
Is woods, is grass, is farms.
Hmm. How'd
Some
you get internet there then?
uh, we have internet in any place you go. That's
Oh,
true.
I
It's
see.
a city, you know. It's a city, but it's a very small city
I see.
with
Cool.
almost nothing. And I need to do college, you know. So I went
Oh, right,
from
right.
here to near Rio de Janeiro. Isn't really Rio de Janeiro, but is the like the city near to it.
Hmm.
So I lived there alone for 4 years. And you learn a lot of stuff when you go to a bigger city. A lot of stuff. Like the only before I went there, the only time I saw uh, a dude from another country, like the dude only speak English,
Hmm.
is like in college when a teacher bring a friend show to the class, you
Hmm.
know.
Hmm.
So it was the only time I saw English speaker. Then I went for to the big city and I saw a lot of never understand a word. Now I can speak. Oh, isn't that poetical?
It's amazing like how you go through that, and now, like, if somebody comes up to you, speaks English, you're comfortable in talking to them.
That's
You say something that is like, oh, cool. Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever like thought about like, you know I mean, so if somebody approaches you, like, speaking English, and you respond to them, and they walk away, and you think about like, oh, that was awesome.
that that's some thought. That's some food to mind.
Mm-hmm.
Is that's how you say? I learned that thing in a video that they would say some food to mind or food for thought. Food for
Mm.
thought, right?
Food for thought.
I
Yeah,
think I heard that.
that's
So
dude. That's another thing about the phrases. I'm still learning the phrases. Like I don't know all of them. If somebody said something like, what was that the other day when somebody said something, and I was just like, what? And that's one of those things that I need to to remember.
that's 100%. I think that I like to do. I really not like to do, but I saw and I replicate right now.
Hmm.
It's the same thing in Portuguese. If you get a phrase and you try to translate, that shit make no sense.
Yes,
Example,
exactly. Because
example,
when you hear a phrase in English, you try to
translate
convert
for
that
you.
in your language, right? And then it doesn't make any sense. Like, oh
And
yeah, the word was you reap what you sow. That's another thing
I
that
have
confuses me.
I
Like,
I have
have
no
you
clue
heard
what
about
is
that?
that. I heap what you saw. What you said?
You reap what you sow.
You reap what you saw. Have no clue.
Yeah, something like that. I think it has something to do. I asked my wife this. Maybe I am gonna butcher this, but I asked her like maybe a week ago, and I was like, "What does that mean? Like, what does that honestly mean?" I have an idea what it means, but what do you think it mean? What does it mean? It's like, well, basically when it has something to do with the harvesting. You harvest your own plant or something like that.
Mm,
Something like that. I don't know if yeah, I might be
I
butchering it.
got. I got. The thing is, isn't really about translation, but is about it, those kind of phrases are very cultural. They they have a lot of background.
Hmm.
Like the one that I like, that the translation is funny, is in a river full of piranhas,
Hmm.
a alligator swims with his back.
Yeah, I don't get that. What is that?
Like the river is full of piranhas.
Hmm.
If you get there, you will get bite. The
Hmm.
alligator have the belly
Mm.
smoother than his backs. His backs is like armor, you know.
Mm.
So
Oh, okay.
he so he needs to swim with his backs. In a
Okay.
river of piranhas, his alligator swims with his backs. Which what that
Hmm.
means in the real life? That
Hmm.
if the situation is fucked, you get fucked, dude. You need to do what you need to do to get away.
To cross over what you
Alli-
need to proceed. Yeah.
Alligator, the way that alligator do is swim with his back.
Hmm.
You know that
That's
shit is Brazilian, but when you have when you need to explain something, the thing doesn't work.
yeah. It's so crazy, man. How not to change the subject, but what is the food like there? Do you like the food there? Like, what's your favorite cuisines in
Dude,
for
the
Brazil?
thing is, I really want to talk with someone that isn't Brazilian,
Hmm.
because the food is kind of natural for us.
Hmm.
Like we eat isn't like the same food every day, but we have that culture of food.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I have no clue what like a standard UK man like you
Hmm.
eat on lunch every day,
Hmm.
because for me it's the standard dish in Brazil is rice and beans.
Rice and beans. Okay.
Rice,
What
rice and
kind?
beans is
What
like
kind
the
of?
standard,
What kind of
and
beans?
you
Just
is black beans.
black beans. Nice. I like black beans.
Is like a white rice with black beans,
Hmm.
and is that the standard? Like every meal in Brazil will have that,
I see.
and
Cool.
and you can get like a steak, some potato fries. Isn't potato fries? How is the name? Is
French
fish
fries.
fish fries,
Hmm.
potato fries,
That's yeah. That's what basically what it's called. Potato fries. Yeah.
potato fries.
Hmm.
Uh, anything. But the base is rice and beans. It's like the standard one, and you implement that on everything.
Hmm.
there's some very like feijoada is probably the the main dish that you like is the dish that defines Brazil. Is like imagine a pan.
Mhm. Mhm.
You put a lot of black beans inside
Mhm.
and a slashed pork, and you cook everything up.
Mhm.
Is that feijoada? Try to search on Google feijoada.
Oh, for sure.
How,
Feijoada. How do you spell that?
how, sorry about that.
That's all right, man. I'll Google it later.
Here,
Or here.
feijoada. Just to see how the meal is.
Oh, that's
It's
cool,
like
man.
it's like a lot of pork with beans. And the thing is like
Oh, that looks fucking delicious, actually.
and is very easy to do actually. The thing is about Brazilian cuisine. I feel we don't have many hard dishes. Like
Uh,
everything we can do in home. Like we
mhm.
have a sweet that's called brigadeiro.
Mhm.
Brigadeiro. That is like how I say is a milk, a sweet milk that is. mm,
Like fermented or something,
I will I
or
will
like
use the translation this time just so I
sure,
can
yeah,
finish my thought.
sure.
Leite condensado. Condemned milk is how
Condensed. Okay.
I I thought it was like a crazy name. So
Mhm.
like you get a condensed milk,
Mhm.
a, a standard the scan the name that you use the
Mhm.
thing. So you get one of that. Any chocolate powder for milk, that you
Mhm.
get chocolate milk. You get like a spoon of Jesus Christ.
Like a ganache or something.
No, no, no. Dude, those words that you are not used to use. How do I? How do you remember that? I really have a bad time to remember some things.
Well, uh,
Butter.
you
The name is butter.
butter. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. It's a very simple sweet to make. You get your pan.
Mhm.
You get one big spoon of butter. Get your condensed milk.
Mhm.
Wait that wait until that boils, and get 2 spoons of a chocolate powder.
Mhm.
Mix. Wait until boils. When it boils, you stop the fire. Put on a plate on a dish,
Mhm.
and let that rest on the freeze for like ju- just to cool off, and you have a good brigadeiro. The thing is, when
That's
you see
it's called brigadero.
brigadeiro,
Brig-
brigadeiro, the history about that sweet is is interesting because brigadeiro is a very old political man
Mhm.
polit- in Brazil, and when he went on the houses of the people to do the campaign for his election and stuff,
Mhm.
and he brings some women, and those women we made that specific sweet,
Mhm.
and the sweet have the name of this political man that no one knows the political man but knows the sweet.
Mm. Interesting. The other one, the feijoada. What is that? How you say
Feijoada.
that? Feijoada.
Feijoada.
Yeah, this is if yeah, cause they can't people who are listening to this can't hear him, can't see this, but I'll explain really quick. Fish is Brazilian black bean stew, right? Is that
Uh,
right? It's a black bean
is
stew.
Basically, yes. Yeah.
basically. But you said that it's almost like a filling that you put into like a bread, right?
It's
It.
like is the main thing because it's really heavy. Like
Mhm.
it's a lot of pork. You get the
Mhm.
full pork and slice everything.
Oh,
The
that looks good.
ears, the tongue, the tail, everything you
Mhm.
cook with the beans,
Yeah.
and
Uh,
it's like is the main thing. But since, like I said, rice and beans are the standard,
so yeah,
you
people
feel
listening, look this up: Feijoada. And if you wanna try to make it, I know for a fact that I'm gonna maybe make this sometime in the future.
it's really easy to make, dude. If you buy, you don't you don't need the full pork. You can
Mhm.
buy just the piece that you like,
Mhm.
and is the name of the pan Prussian pan that you use like air to cook, you know that,
Mhm.
and basically you cook the bean there with the pork, and you have a good time. You just need to try to try to see some tutorials on the internet, on the YouTube. But like every Brazil meal that you want to make, you can make very easily. Is a really is is really good and really easy to make, I feel.
Yeah, it looks good. I'm really big into beans and pork. So and rice is my thing too. I'm a Filipino, and that's our base, pretty much our base food. Whenever we have
Nice, nice.
whenever we have a meal, it always have to have rice in it. And we are really we're hardcore on broth too. Like um all of our dish almost have broth in it, and we mix it with the rice, and it's just amazing.
I have no clue how people live without rice. Like rice is the thing that complements every dish.
Yeah, we just had fried chicken today with rice. I have to have rice with my fried chicken, man.
Dude, you need to have rice in every meal, dude. Rice is
Ex-
just a good filling up.
exactly. It, it's better than, it's better than mashed potatoes. It's better
I
than, this is just my opinion, I think, because
dude,
it's,
but
I
it's mashed
grew up,
potatoes goes
yeah.
with rice.
Mm-hmm.
You don't eat it both together.
No, you don't eat them together. No, no, no.
It's
Bad
really good
idea.
together.
Yeah,
The
but
only thing I don't like to eat with rice is pasta. I think those two don't combine. But
no.
anything with rice is really good.
Yes. This is just like I grew up with rice, and most every meal. My wife's
I'm
already sick
getting
of it.
wrong, dude. I'm getting wrong, hungry.
Yeah, my wife's already sick of it. Just having. So I limited to maybe like 3 days a week. So like we don't have it every day. It's like rice again. It's like okay, fine. I'll make some mashed potatoes or French
Like,
fries or sweet
what do
potatoes.
you eating a standard lunch in where you live right now? Because I'm get very curious.
Okay, here's the deal that I learned here in America.
Tell for my Brazilian friends because I
Oh, for
really hope
sure.
that they will
Yeah,
they will listen.
Lambida's friends over there, right? Basically, we make a big meal at night, and for lunch that next day is that leftover from that night. That's almost every single day. Almost. We have occasions that we might order some food. We might heat cook some frozen stuff like frozen pizza or frozen tacos or burritos, whatever frozen. We're big on frozen meals here too, so sometimes we'd have those, like frozen chicken wings or frozen chicken tenders. Those are just
That,
chicken breasts that are
I
breaded.
see.
Yep.
That's very funny because here is really the opposite. The main we cook we cook the lunch. The main thing on the day is the lunch, and the dinner is like the leftover.
Oh
We
wow,
don't.
cool.
It's kind of crazy to think because we have this culture like we don't you don't want to eat much in the night just to sleep well.
Yeah.
If you eat too much, you got to get tired and the bed is full and you get nightmares, you know.
Yeah, and back when I lived in Philippines, I was, we left Philippines when I was 15, and before that, when during that time that I was living there, I really never paid attention to food. Like I didn't care for it. So like there's a lot of information that I don't have in my memories that I don't really remember on what it was like for lunchtime there. But most of the time we cook different food for lunch and dinner. Most of the time we did that, and my mom always did that because she didn't have a job, or she worked from home or something like that. I don't even remember what she did, but most of the time she took care of us, and I think she was doing like laundry for like a side job or something while my dad worked outside of our town.
I I see. And you told that you are Philippine.
Mm-hmm.
How do like in the Philippines you speak Philippine? It's like the language that only works in that country.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tagalog. It's called Tagalog.
That's very specific.
And I spoke a different dialect too. It's called Ilocano. So technically, I speak three languages, but you don't count the dialect.
Nice flex, dude. Nice flex.
Mm-hmm.
Who I am to say that Portuguese you only speak in Portugal, in Brazil,
Mm-hmm.
and in like two small countries in Africa.
Oh yeah,
I really,
that's cool.
I really like Portuguese. I feel like it's a beautiful language. I really like the when some anime is or cartoon is speak in Portuguese. Feel like the voice really matches with any character
Mm-hmm.
in animation.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
That,
good language. It's a good language to hear. I have this feeling. I don't know if I have this feeling because I am a native speaker on Portuguese, or if it really is. It's so different from English, for example.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
Sounds good on the ear.
it's kind of crazy how we kind of come together into do a podcast while you're in a
Mhm.
different part of the world. That's pretty amazing to me. I was talking to, do you know Rusky Husky?
I believe I do. I don't
He's
know
he's the
yet.
Russian guy that was doing the YouTube thing. He had like a promotional videos.
I don't think I do, dude.
Oh, okay. I interviewed him last year a while back, and he's from Russia. And we were talking about the same thing about what kind of food he liked and stuff like that. And it's kind of interesting to know. But he was here in the USA when I interviewed him, going to college and going to school. So that's pretty nice.
That's awesome. I really love how internet connects people, and like World of Warcraft connects people. We are only talking right now because WoW, and
Mm.
that's just beautiful.
Are you playing right now?
No, I'm trying to pay attention. If I explain, you would notice I can't focus on two things on the same time.
Oh, I see.
It's
I had
impossible to.
I've had that issue for a while. I started noticing after maybe half, maybe 6 months later. I was trying to. I got distracted somehow and lost my train of thoughts when somebody was saying, talking, and I was just like, "What?" It's like, "Oh,
That's
they
very true.
repeated, right?" And I'm like, "Oh, sorry, I was talking to somebody in the guild," and they're like, "It's like, don't do that. We're talking." I'm like, "Fine," and I just kind of paid attention.
It's like yes, there's some things that you can do when doing other things. Like I can do my Mara boosts, which are kind of hard to do. Is a lot of concentration.
For
Not
sure.
so much, but like you can do blind. Some people can probably their video on YouTube that you isn't even looking through the stream, but that's not the point. The point is, it's kind of hard to do, but I like to do that, listen a podcast or a video,
For sure.
So I kind doing two things. I probably could do my Mara pools when talking to you
hmm
because it,
You're
Now
used
it's
to it.
very organic. But I probably could not talk to you when talking to other guy,
Mm-hmm.
like in guild or look for group chat,
No,
because
but
that kind of thing that you need to think what I will say is very hard to do.
oh, for sure, man. And you know, last week, I was doing it was Altair Valley weekend, and I was having my moments where I want to play Altair Valley while talking to people. But then I thought, oh, maybe there's gonna be a distraction. Maybe I'll just play. I'll just finish up my Altair Valley weekend, get too exalted, and um, something happened. And
Hmm.
for sure that I it was like Sunday or something like that. I got a no, it was Monday in the morning. I got a message that email says that I'm suspended for playing until for that seventh day. I can't play until on Tuesday.
Are you FK
Yeah.
in this?
Shit. Fucking they found out. And that's a bad idea. Man, I'm such a fucking idiot because not only that I don't even care about getting suspended. It's just my guild, dude. I'm a healer in my guild, my shaman, and we're already we're already a few shamans in our guild, and I do this shit, and I don't know. It's just fucked up on my side, man. Like,
My friend Nautic had the same problem,
man,
but
it
but
sucks.
like 21 days, something like that, crazy shit.
Shit, dude. I got lucky. It's just like a week. So, I told them I'm like, I was AFK, but I was defending because I'm level 53 and I can't really kill shit. I get two shotted most of the time. They're like, oh, it's not. It doesn't matter. No, you're bad.
The best thing
Whatever.
about Nautic is that he got suspended, like in the week that we got Kitu on farm, So,
Hmm.
so from the next month of farming
Yeah,
AK4 smoothly,
that's
they
crazy,
got no
man.
loot. Funny story.
No, dude. After I saw, I had to tell him. I'm like, I can't just like I could lie. I could be like, hey guys, I'm gonna be gone for a week. Go ahead and go do next without me. Yeah, I could do that, but I'm like, fuck no. I gotta tell these guys they deserve better. So I'm like, hey guys, I got banned for AFKing and shit. So I can't play until
Dude, I
Tuesday.
had a idea for you.
Mhm.
You said that play, willing, speaking and stuff, having
Mhm.
the conversation.
Mhm.
When you do the podcast, you make a image for that podcast, like with the guest or something,
Mhm. Yeah.
or is why you don't take like a screenshot with your character with your name and the near to the guest player,
Yeah.
and like do the screenshot and use like a thumbnail for the I just think I have I just have that thought. Will be
Yeah.
like
I do
very
that.
immersive.
I do that
You do?
actually. Yeah, it's on my website. If
Damn.
you,
I actually went on your website and
hmm
I take a look on the guests,
hmm
but I didn't notice that then. Uh,
yeah, it's like a link that I do for. I put my Instagram pictures on there instead of getting into my actual the logging into my website and uploading it there and rearranging it. I figured I just had to upload it on my Instagram and automatically rearrange it for me automatically, so I don't have to do all that work. So it just uploads it right there, then and there.
I like this because it's very funny how more than one people can more than one person can have the same idea on different times of the history.
Yeah, it's
For
crazy,
example,
isn't it? Yeah, it's
I'm
pretty crazy.
sure that someone without knowing that that thing is like, imagine you have a brilliant idea and you want to make in practice, but on the middle of the way someone tell you that idea is already running for like 10 years.
I know. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
So how'd you get into boosting in the first place? Did you had to look up somebody? Did you just pop?
Dude,
Speaking of ideas, how'd
I,
you come
I,
up with that?
I stopped playing like in phase 2, like I said,
Mm-hmm.
and I stopped before stopping playing. I don't know if you know Haseo. He's
Haseo.
he's a very infamous druid that
Mm,
probably left the server many months ago, many
mm-hmm.
months ago. He's a very infamous player, but back in the day, I landed him 300 gold for the Hide of the Wild cloak
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to help the guild. And like I could not bought my epic mount. I I got ganked every time. The dude never paid back.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, "Fuck this game. I will do something better with my life."
Who was
Five,
that guy? Who was the guy that ganked you? It was him.
dude. I have no clue. I have no
Mm.
clue. But it's like phase 2, dude. There's a lot of people ganking everybody
Oh
on
yeah,
the
yeah. I
open world
remember that. Yeah.
stuff. So I stopped playing for like 5 to 6 months.
Oh wow.
Probably one semester in the college. I
Mm-hmm.
stopped
Oh,
playing.
this was you taking college anyway, so yeah, it was a good
Yes,
time.
yes. And like I went back because I really do want to raid the queue. I skipped all the BWL progression, and I
Mm-hmm.
went back like 1 month before the opening of the gates.
Mm-hmm.
And in the middle of the time that we are doing the, the buggy farming for takedown,
Mm-hmm.
get his mount, I was fuck this game. I can't. I'm a mage. I can't even afford a epic mount. I'm poor as fuck. I will try to do better. So I start to learn to do the boosts, and it was a nightmare because I always been a very bad player. I
Mm-hmm.
can't do shit in PvP. I'm overall a bad player. I just play a lot. So
Mm-hmm.
when you are bad but you play a lot, the things kind of compensates, you know.
Sure, yeah.
So you need to do a lot of shit to do the bus. You need
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of simple now that I do, but like you need to jump on a thing there. If you don't jump, you like lose 15 minutes of the run because you just die. You need like
Yeah,
how
for sure.
Mara works. You basically pull everything in that dungeon, and in the end have like a pole that you can a pole a wood stuff that you can jump.
Mm-hmm. I know what you're
Once you
talking
can
about. Yeah.
jump, once you can jump, the mobs will turn around and try to hit from below.
Mm-hmm.
So when they are near below, you jump back and you keep doing that. And in Mara, there's some sprites that cast a lot of poison bolts,
Mm-hmm.
and a mage have a talent that is magic absorption.
Mm-hmm.
That every spell that you absorb, like when you absorb a spell, basically when you resist, every spell that you resist, you get, I believe, 5% of your mana back, and
Oh
you
wow.
are constantly absorbing, resisting because they are like level 45 mobs, and you have 60 nature resistance, and so is a mana battery. You have infinite mana, so you can just max rank everything to 300 mobs.
Oh yeah, I always wondered about that and how that happened. That's cool, man. That's a good information.
It is very cool. And I started like doing 7 gold, and I doing very small pools.
Mm-hmm.
Then I upgrade the pools and upgrade the amount of gold that I receive.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, and like right now there is a pool in Mara. The pool that I do right now is like 340 more or less, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like all the mobs in the middle that you get the portal to Mara,
Mm-hmm.
and on the, I believe, purple side, on the purple side is like all those mobs.
Mm-hmm.
But you can go. to the orange side and pull like 200 more mobs. It's a very hard pull, but you can. So you can do like 500 mobs Mara.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
will not work in this server because for that to work, you should like everyone should pay you like 40 gold. It's a lot of
I
gold.
see.
I have bad time find people to pay 20. I had to lower my price to 15, which is a boomer.
Oh,
Don't
I
like to
see.
lower
So
my price.
that's why you lowered it. I noticed you the other day before, prior to my
Yeah,
suspension.
I got like 2 weeks with very low, having a bad time to find boosters, which
Mm-hmm.
is kind of don't make sense because if you go with a boost that's like 200 mobs for 10 gold and you go for another one that is 300 plus for 20 gold,
Mm-hmm.
you are saving such a lot of time that the gold is compensate,
Sure, yeah, for sure.
Time is gold, dude. Time is gold.
Yeah, exactly. And you call your runs premium too.
It's
So the
premium.
premium part, let me understand. Is the premium part is the a guarantee that you're not gonna die? Is that it? Or
Dude, I I straightforward just I just copied Joker because at the time I'm trying to learn about this pulls with his string, the Joker TV,
mm-hmm.
and the way he did the ad on the Look For channel, his server is premium
I
premium
see.
Mara boost 300 mobs plus, não sei o quê. Tanana, tanana. So I just copied that for DV on the light and seems to work.
Yeah, man, it's working. Man, you're making money, man. Like how much gold do you make per week? Can you estimate it?
That depends. I'm very lazy. I do like three runs to 5 runs every day only. I
Mm-hmm.
could do 30 because 30 is the daily cap.
Mm-hmm.
In like,
Sure. Yeah.
if I get like go hard 30 runs, I can get a crazy amount of gold. I the most I did is like 10 to 50 runs because I do like every day. I like to do every day from noon to 3 p.m. ish because I like on the days that ZG resets, I like to
For
do
sure.
ZG 3 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
So I have this thing, and it's fun. It's like the thing I found in the game to make me occupied when I'm not leveling another out.
For sure. Yeah.
So isn't that much because I do just a few. If you get Suka, I believe it's Suka-chan.
Mhm.
Suka-chan, he does the 30 lockouts every time he tries to sell busts. He do that all day. That's just crazy for me. He
Mm-hmm.
should. He probably is really rich. Right now, I don't have that much gold. My goal is have like 30k into TBC because I can just buy 4 flying epic mounts for
Mm-hmm.
my 4 tones,
Sure. Yeah.
and I have like 10 more to waste on stuff. I
For
mean
sure.
leveling is anything. Right now I only have 8k,
Mm-hmm.
but you can easily do like 5k a week. Easily doing just a few runs every day, and if just a little bit of flipping in the action house, just a few. I cannot play the action house. I'm very bad on that. Every time I try to buy something to flip, I lose gold.
I
I
see.
try
Yeah,
to
makes sense.
I try to flip 2 warding staffs, never sold.
Mm-hmm.
Now I made a druid, so I have one, I
Just
guess.
give that to him. Have you thought about joining like the DKP stuff? GDKP.
I like to join the DKP every time.
Have you joined?
That's the thing, dude. The first DKP that had in this server, I tried to farm was the first time I reached 5k gold. I just went farming gold a lot in Mara is the time that I try to do 10, 15 runs a day, farming a lot of gold there. I reached the 5K. I went. The run is so bad. Nothing had dropped, but in the end, a tier dropped and a big dick 4K, and
Mm-hmm.
I do hire the bid for 10K and a big dick 5K
Mm.
just to have my tier. I don't care. I don't
Sure.
give a fuck.
Sure. Hell yeah.
I probably could get a tier for like 2K max, but I don't care. Dude.
That's
That
awesome, man.
is worth it.
Yeah, that's awesome for you, dude.
Dude, a mage need a tier, dude. A mage without a tier just can't equip everything.
That's crazy, man. And you also run 20 mans and 40 mans too?
4 mans is with Winky. You could bring Winky here. She's awesome to
Mm-hmm.
talk to. She's trying to do MECs every Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Probably will try to do BWL soon, I guess. But I only do ZG. Sometimes I do AQ, but I, I'm very selfish with that. I hate AQ. I only do AQ when I have a new tune that I need gear for that.
Sure, yeah. And in ZG runs, how does your loot system work? Could you explain that a little bit?
Dude, it's very simple. The loot is soft reserve. You can choose one item to soft reserve. If the item, for those that who doesn't know, soft reserve is like you go to this website and you choose one item. Like I want Touch of Chaos from Hakar, for example. So you choose Touch of Chaos, and if it drops, it's yours. You won't need to roll if like another caster reserve the same one. Then you roll against them. It's really good for idols.
Is there a limit on the idols? If
You
let's
you
say
can
if I
you
let's
can
say if I
imagine like
go ahead.
that 6 to 10 people reserve the idol every time. You can imagine that. But even then, roll against 10 is way better than roll against 20. So it's a
For
good
sure.
deal. Come for idols. Sometimes, dude. Sometimes it's crazy. Like 2 dudes reserve the idol. So they don't even need to roll, each one gets one.
Oh,
You
okay,
can
that's nice.
you can try to big dick and go for a mount. You can reserve the mount. So it's like playing the lottery. I never saw a tiger mount drops, but Raptor had dropped twice on my pugs.
Oh wow,
So
that's crazy,
try
man.
try to do that.
We've never seen a mount in my guild. We've run that freaking piece of shit raid for a while now, since it came out. We've never seen the mount drop.
That's funny
Mm-hmm.
because I I was on the call with the dude, and I said, dude, you can as Grex from Gurubash.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to come to AQ40 from Blood and Thunder just to
Mm-hmm.
get reputation with Broadlord,
Mm-hmm.
and we had a Moonking, so he's trying to get on the Moonking group. I had, dude, okay, if the mount drops, you can get the Moonking group. I live for you. And the exactly moment I finished the phrase, I looked at the boss and that is the mount. I
Wow,
not even got surprised. That's funny.
that's crazy.
That's crazy. And the best thing is that the mount every time goes for a out, a handle out. Uh,
Man. So, are you gonna keep doing this until the Burning Crusade comes out? What's the plan? Before
hope
Burning Crusade comes out and after Burning Crusade comes out. What's the plan here?
when my goal in Burn Crusade is the same goal I have in Classic. I like to farm gold, dude. I have a lot of fun doing boosts and stuff. So I will re-roll a Paladin
Mm-hmm.
and try to do the same thing, Probably doing some bugs and
And
selling some
you
goats.
know what's gonna make it easier too when you level to 70 and you go into Mara to boost. That's gonna be freaking cake, man.
That don't work, dude. the way that's why you need to reroll a paladin, because in TBC you get AoE cap. It's the doom of boosters.
Mm-hmm.
Like in TBC. Now in Mara, how would that work? You have 300 mobs. You cast the blizzard, and that blizzard tick will tick on all the 300 mobs.
Mm-hmm.
In TBC, you have a AoE cap of 10 mobs. So if the blizzard do a
Oh,
hundred,
I didn't know that.
if the
Really?
blizzard do 100 damage, a tick will do 100 damage in the 10 mobs. If you get uh, one more mobs, that 100 damage will be splitted among 11 mobs, you know? So if you try to cast a 200 damage blizzard in 300 mobs, you will do 1 damage to each mob.
But then you're
So
level 72, you'd have more armor health. If how will that work
but
then? Have you tried it back in did you play vanilla?
I never had played vanilla,
Or
dude.
or back in
I
Burning
I
Crusade
I
when
just got I start on the end of Pandara,
Oh, you
and for
started and
classic
then up in there. Okay.
I just got very hyped because I was watching a lot of videos. Because classic feels like uh, how a MMORPG should be. You know,
Sure,
you
yeah.
see
I agree 100%, man. This is the
the game.
this is
The
like
game
the
isn't
game.
realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't the point? Is a very cartoon game, I would say. But to do the things you need to do, you really need the community. Like the raids are 40 man. Get 40 man is crazy hard.
It is, yeah.
You you need
Very.
like the professions matter. Like a lot of bees are from professions.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to find someone to do that for you.
Mm-hmm.
The leveling is a hella of a deal. There's a lot of time that you need to focus on leveling, and like you learn about the world, you learn about the players, make friends when leveling. It's a really nice experience. So
It's the best time about this. The best thing about this game is the community, hands down.
yeah,
That's the
I
best thing that
really like,
ever happened to this World of Warcraft game is the community.
dude.
Nobody predicted that, and once Blizzard tries to implement all this crazy stuff that we didn't know that it was gonna fuck up the game. Because we're excited, we want some stuff, we want new things, and after that, it was okay for a while, but then we started realizing how crazy that was. Like, I wish that it was never implemented then.
Yeah, it's like I like to see retail and each expansion like a different game. Because if you get TBC, Wrath, Cataclysm, and Beyond, each expansion could be a different game easily. It's just like the base is the same. You see the game, you see Warcraft, but each expansion really plays very different.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to see like different games. Like I really enjoy classic, but TBC will for sure be another game. That's just the way. New, a lot of new shit. Just by having sockets and arenas and a small raid, 25 and 10 men, is
Now,
another game.
yeah, are you like are you sure enough in this server that when you go to when TBC comes out and you play TBC, you have you play with friends that are here in the server, or are you gonna transfer, or like what's the plan with you in terms of the community wise?
I am pretty sure I will stay here, but I'm not sure if Deviant Delight will keeping existing, because since is another expansion, perhaps will be like collisions with servers. You will merge some
Hmm.
servers. I don't
Now,
really know how that will figure it out, but I really like the folk here, and
now if
you
if
and like once you start to have drama,
Mm-hmm.
is when you notice that that is your home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's a lot of people like, particularly like that kind of stuff, because it, not, in a bad way, but even if it's something negative that, that something happens to you, not personally, but in the game wise, you kind of appreciate that.
That's true, dude. I feel like this is just a game. There is no reason to be unpolite or stuff with people because it's just a game. You are here to have fun. Everyone is here to have fun. But sometimes it's really fucking fun when people get mad with something in a game, dude.
I know
It's
you were
awesome.
talking. Yeah, you were talking about some drama going on. You want to share with that? It's up to you if you want to share it or not. I'm
Dude,
just.
I'm here for that. Malice, pay me my 2K gold.
Was that Malice?
Fucking Malice, dude. I bought him Edge Masters
Mm-hmm.
and he paid. I bought a Edge Master for 4K.
Mm-hmm.
I said you can just pay 3K back. That's a gift to help the guild because Takedown left the game
Mm-hmm.
and he went and he became Malice became the main tank of Blood and Thunder.
I see.
And just pay 3K gold back. You can have that 1K just like to and he pay like 200 gold weekly for like 2 months,
Mm-hmm.
reach 1K. Then I used it to be an officer in Blood and Thunder, but I kind of got bored. I just want to move on
Mm-hmm.
to Ribbit because they are more hardcore. I'm not a very good player, but I like to do the content properly.
Mm-hmm.
So I just went to Ribbit to be able to raid next and have the content down.
And how
And
how did you join a Ribbit? Did they just invited you right then, or did you have the interview or anything like that? How?
before leaving, I thought about leaving Blood and Thunder for like 1 month, most likely.
Sure.
And since the beginning of next, I saw this, this will be a really shit next progression.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw the dudes had like everything down basically, and we used on like 415, like wiping on the Helgen dance over and over. Fuck this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I like, I really hate to wipe, dude. Like feels I'm wasting my time
Mm-hmm.
because the game isn't really hard. The hard thing is coordinate 40 people.
Yes, 40 people. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's the big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So I just try to go to other guild and do the content and enjoy because I is not having much fun. Uh,
Yeah.
and the dude didn't pay the 2K back. I got mad. I did a post on on Gurubashi Warrior
Uh
because
huh.
I have a tone in Gurubashi Warrior. I have friends there
Uh
and
huh.
talking about how the dude never paid me. Then Burly Good got mad because I burned the guild reputation,
Mm-hmm.
and Malice used that as an excuse to not pay 2K gold. Why I don't
Wow.
understand because if you do something wrong, because it's kind of wrong, you do a post and,
Yeah, that's
and,
crazy.
shit, and shit your guild, but like
Especially if
you,
they don't
you
respect that, kind of stuff when you give them 4,000 gold.
yeah.
They said they would
I
pay
mean,
you back. And
it's just 2,000 gold. Imagine scamming someone for 2,000 gold. You need to scam someone for 10,000 gold. You need to think. You need to go high. Like the Wiki Aura that scammed that dude for 30K gold. That's a scam, dude. 30K gold. I quit the game. I never play this shit again. 2,000 is
that's
lunch.
crazy. That's crazy how you even trusted this person. I mean, how long has it been? Hasn't they paid you yet?
I
Um,
mean, it's a guild main tank. You kind of need to. If you can't trust on your main tank, you can trust anyone.
mhm.
Today I don't have hard feelings. It's just a game, but it's funny to think.
Yeah,
I
you
really
should
have
have
it.
that. You know, you
I
should
really
have that.
enjoy this kind of shit.
You should have that in a newspaper. Bacteria. You can talk to him. It,
That's such a great idea.
because
I will do that. I will do that for
do
sure.
that, please. That'd be awesome. They need. I mean, the stuff like
Oh
this.
my!
They would eat that up. they're just like, oh
My
shit. And
my my
I can even
brain's melt
recommend.
with the idea.
Yeah, I can even recommend you. So like, I'm gonna talk to him too about it if you want.
Talk with him, please. I will write a letter.
Yeah, and tell the whole story about it from
Uh,
put
that,
much information in there from the beginning on how hard you worked. Reiterate, like, explain how hard you worked for this premium runs that you do every single fucking day, 5 hours a day, and then you trust this guy to 4,000 3,000 gold, right? It's just like, here it is. Said he'll pay you,
the
and
only
then.
the only thing that bothers me that I really waste a lot of time working for someone because it's like working, dude. I think like that. If people buy gold in this game, they are wasting real money in a game. Like
Mm-hmm.
41K is very cheap. It's very cheap. It's $30, 20 bucks, something like that. I
Mm-hmm.
don't really know the thing. Isn't cheap for me because I I I don't receive in dollars. I'm a Brazilian, so
Mm-hmm.
it's
For
way
sure.
higher for me. It's crazy shit. But like, if I get if I bust 2 hours, 3 hours a day for 400 gold a day, I'm kind of. If you get like 4 days for 1K, I'm doing it basically a job, you know. So
Yeah, that's freaking insane. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I like to do the bus. It's very fun. Is the thing that
And uh,
basically made me play. But
and did this guy ignore you at all, or did he say, does he still talk to you, at least, like, trying to explain what's happening or whatnot?
no, he didn't like me at all. It's very funny. I have a lot of fun with this kind of shit, dude, because it's dumb. You know,
Sure. Yeah.
it's very dumb. It's one of the things that I really like in this game. Like today, for example, oh, another thing. DD is a warrior.
Mm-hmm.
He's no he have a bad reputation in this
Mm-hmm.
server.
Well, who's that? What's the name?
DD, I will write here.
Oh, sure.
You could bring him here. Would be
Okay.
funny
Okay.
because he have a bad reputation. I kind of know why he talked to me
Mm-hmm.
because I he went to my pug and
Mm-hmm.
I need to kick him because the tank said he would not tank if the dude is on the pug.
Mm-hmm.
This kind of thing I don't understand. You can just put the dude on ignore and play. You don't need to do anything. You can just play and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So today I said, nah, dude, you can come to my pug. If someone have a problem with you, just ignore and
Mm-hmm.
whatever. It's a
Mm-hmm.
game.
Sure.
But Nightwits really hate the guy, and I kind of understand why they hate, but I don't understand why not come to a pug because a dude is on the pug.
Mm-hmm.
Unless the pug, unless he's raid leading, that he
For
have
sure.
any
Yeah.
time.
Yep. Yep. This and
So
that. Yep.
it's just that it's this kind of dumb things that I love in this game. The human human behavior, you know,
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah.
human
Yeah.
humor. It's just that I really love this kind of thing because I'm a chill guy. I just play and I sell bus and I
Mm-hmm.
do pugs.
And
Try to I really like to help. The main thing about the ZG is just try to help people because if you try to do a out, dude, you try to level a out lately in the server, it's impossible. You can do, I mean, isn't impossible. Like you can do the questing is what I do, but if you try to do any kind of dungeon, you are screwed. If you try to farm any best pre bees for from strats, colo, BRD, and whatever, it's impossible. There's no groups. You can find like one group every 2 days. If you try anything is very hard for out because we are on phase 6 in
Hmm.
a small server. So I feel like doing busts really help people level tombs for TBC and whatever they want, or just getting 35 to do professions. And ZG have such an incredible pool of items for new outs. Is
New players,
really
I'll
good.
say.
Is really
Yeah.
good.
Also, what's your minimum level that you take to ZG? What's this lowest level have you taken to
I
ZG
mean,
that
I I
that
went
cannot actually roll on things? They just wanted to be there for gear.
myself myself as that's funny. I myself I went for a Q20 at 51 on my Shadow Priest.
51.
I don't care.
Nice.
I don't care.
And they're like, all right, whatever. You're running the place anyway, so what the hell?
Dude, carry me, what the fuck.
Yeah,
But like,
so yeah, I have a level 53 hunter or 52 hunter that I might take sometime, but I kind of want to level to 55 first before I start.
try to get
um,
55 or 56 just to
56, yeah.
avoid some
People that trying to actually go there for just to kill faster, I guess. Tries to have that respect of
the
um.
good thing about ZG is that the idols. So some people with like a lot of from Purge or Ribbit with a lot of
Mhm,
next gear,
mhm,
they go there for try to get the idols for that those tier 3.
mhm.
So we can't get carried. But usually the run is very smooth because once you do the same thing a lot of time, you kind of know the tricks.
For sure, yeah. I also have my shaman with a couple of T3, but I haven't got the leggings or the headpieces yet. So hopefully I'll get those and maybe join your AQ20 or ZG20 and reserve one of those idols.
Go
You know,
for it. You can
yeah.
get very, very, very easily.
Or even I
Um,
can join beforehand. Just to keep a
do the
couple.
sign up. Do the sign up. You need to do the sign up.
For
But
sure, man.
please, that's a shout out for everyone there.
Mhm.
If you do the sign up and you don't, if you don't show, please bench yourself on the sign up so I
Mhm.
can know how many people. Like the today's sign up had like 30 people.
Mhm.
20
Mhm.
didn't show up, so I cancelled the bug. Fuck that shit. I will
Mhm.
try again Saturday.
Now, do you have
Reset.
like a limit on like the time? Let's say you want to start inviting at 8 o'clock or something like that. This is just a example time, and
Every
people.
time,
Do
every
you have like a
time
15-minute
I
wait
start.
or?
No, no. Every time I start the invites on 2 and 30, and usually people know that, so they are around by that time, and we get full very fast. I just try to invite people on the signups, but like 10, 15 minutes before 3. If we don't get a full group, I just start to invite on the look for group.
And you announce that on your Discord before or when you
Yes, yes.
invite them.
It's a very smooth. There is not much tough in the process. It's just let's go do some ZG and get some stuff.
All right, man. Do you have anything else that you want to mention, shout out before we end
I
this
I really
episode?
need to do a shout out for my friends in Brazil that will listen this podcast later.
Mhm.
Pirubunda, molecada. Caralho, porra. Perereca. Pinto cu. Pirubunda, pirubunda. That's all. They
That
will understand when they listen.
that's fucking awesome, man. I love hearing different languages, man. That's pretty cool. Do you have any shout outs in your WoW friends at all? Or in our Deviate Delight server besides, the guy who ripped you off?
There are three guys that I really love in this server that I feel that I made friends for real. That's Saps from Blood and Thunder, Dina from Blood and Thunder, also know Arshili from Gurubash Warrior, and Winky, also from Blood and Thunder. I love those guys. I would really appreciate if you could bring them anytime soon. They are really awesome folk.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. You know, there's no limit to this podcast. You know, just I want to talk, and I want to, especially Alliance too. I've interviewed a lot of Alliance already, and I'm kind of glad they want to talk to me, if
Oh,
despite our opposite faction.
the only dude that I know from Alliance is Pip Storm. And I
PP
didn't
Storm,
know
yeah,
much, very much. Did you brought that guy already?
yeah. I talked to him actually.
I will
So
need to to,
yeah.
to listen to that episode.
Do you have any shout outs for Ribbit, or since that's your guild now? You're in that guild now, right? Ribbit.
Yes, I
Mhm.
really appreciate from the vote of trust by having me on the guild. I know that it's kind of easy join a guild when they have a lot of the content on farm,
Mhm.
but I really appreciate very nice folk, very helpful with everything, very polite. Also, I really enjoy polite people.
Yeah,
And
I always wanted somebody from Ribbit, and now technically, you know, you are in
technically,
Ribbit, so.
try to bring, try to bring, dude. Hentai Expert is on one of the guild master. He's a very nice guy.
Mhm.
Treff is very fun too. Master Priest is getting the ATS, so
Mhm.
it would be really nice try to get him once he get the ATS.
Hell yeah, put
Should,
some
should
words in, man. I'd
should not
appreciate it
should not be that long, like less than 1 month, hopefully, for
for sure.
ATS. And that's all. I'm really grateful for being here. Is like I said, I really love podcasts,
Mhm.
and being on the first podcast I can join is not a Brazilian or Portuguese speaking, and
Mhm.
yes, a English speaking
Yeah, and
is
you
an
you've
awesome
done.
experience, and I will use that to flex over my Brazilian friends.
Hell yeah, man. And you know, you've done a really awesome job talking to me in English.
Thanks, dude.
I'm impressed. Yeah, keep keep doing what you're doing, man. If you want,
I need to say
sure.
it's kind of I kind of need to learn. Like I said, I graduation a Portuguese, but also an English teacher, so I kind of need to learn
For
English.
for sure,
If
man.
it's like teach people that are not English speakers, huh?
Hmm. Yeah,
But
you know, part of
it's
that,
good.
you know, part of that thing that I didn't really figure it out until later on is the confident to talk. That's the
That's
key.
true.
I think that is the key. It doesn't matter how you speak; it's just the confident, and you'll figure it out. Everything comes from the confidence.
Dude, if you see a native speaker, a native English speaking talking,
Hmm.
sometimes you just don't understand because they have such a confidence, and they just talk what they want. Sometimes wrong. Who cares? They are communication. I think that I knew in college that every teacher tr- teach that is that everything is for communication. If you are saying something wrong or something, uh, anything, if you can make a conversation, if the people if the dude that you are talking to can understand you in the minimum, is enough. You just need to make that link. Language college is really good experience. You learn a lot of things about even the word, because language is everything. You need language to everything. And for read something, writing, understanding, speaking to. So
Yeah,
the language talk about of the word, and
um,
I feel that's great. I like that
man,
very much.
what a great way to end this episode. You know, coming from a WoW player and you know recent graduate, and congratulations again with that. You know, you could do something a lot with that
Nice, dude. I'm very happy to be here, and really nice job you are doing with this podcast.
for sure, man.
It's nice because like I have no clue on the name of anyone that I know for over a year in this game,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just a game, and everyone have names and
And now you're kind of
professions and
connecting.
stuff.
Like the names are very, very important. That's you. Your
That's true.
specific person. You're like, oh, that's the guy. All right.
That's the Brazilian guy on the server. I like a patch. I like that. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Must be only have one in this server. That's me.
That's awesome, man. No, I'm happy to do this again. In the future. If you're still
Anytime,
here,
dude. Anytime. Next time we'll not talk about WoW. We'll talk about something else.
for
I
sure.
mean, we'll for sure talk about WoW, but I will try to bring something that I learned in college that I like very much to talk with someone.
Oh yeah, man. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to talk about. All right, man. It's
Anytime, just call me. I will be here for sure. I love this.
definitely. All right. Thanks again, dude.
Thanks for having me, dude.
All right,
Thanks, guys.
bye.
Listen, that's not.